Good evening. Yoshus, it's the Mishnah friends old and new. The next Mishnah goes as follows. Rebbe Akiva, Rabbi Akiva says, Shchok וקלות ראש, מרגילין האדם, לערוה. That levity and laughter accustoms man to lewdness. Masor siyag l'Torah, tradition is offense for the Torah. Meiser siyag l'osher, tithes are offense for wealth. Nidorim siyag l'prishus, and siyag l'chachma, shtיקה. And what is the fence for wisdom? Silence. What was the last words of the previous Mishnah? Rabbi Yishmael said, the last dictum of Rabbi Yishmael was v'havim mekabalas kol ha'adam b'simcha, and make sure that you encounter and then you greet every single individual with happiness, with good cheer. Now comes Rabbi Akiva in this Mishnah, and he continues on a certain level the dictum of Rabbi Yishmael. And what is that he says here, Rabbi Akiva? Shchok וקלות ראש, laughter and levity. מרגילין האדם, לערוה, accustoms man to lewdness. Here comes Rabbi Akiva to explain the limits of simcha. Laughter and joviality, and even some levity, they're not sins in and of themselves. So to what extent is Rabbi Akiva limiting the dictum of Rabbi Yishmael on simcha, and what is the level of laughter and joviality that a person can possess, and why does it lead to lewd behavior? Some interpret kalos rosh not as levity, but as an unadorned head. Says Rav Shlomo Kluger, the Gemara in Brachos Taf Lamed Aleph notes that Abaye was concerned that Rabbi was always merry. He was always cheerful. So he said to his friend, Rabbi, what's up? It's always cheerful, and I'm concerned for you that you're always in this good, cheery mood. And it's levity that I'm afraid of. Rabbi responded to his friend Abaye, don't worry so much, my friend. There's no need for concern. I won't lose control of myself because I'm wearing tefillin shalosh. And tefillin has this safeguard. It has the ability to safeguard against excessive cheer. And since tefillin shalosh is visible to all, it serves as a head stop, so to speak, for excessive or exaggerated cheer. So even the Yetzer Hara holds back from antagonizing those who wear tefillin shalosh. Should one not wear tefillin shalosh? Should somebody not expose themselves and be an outward public symbol of Yiddishkeit? Then it becomes a symbol of embarrassment. And those who mock others with shchok, who scoff at them, or walk around with their heads unadorned, without tefillin shalosh, that type of levity, that kind of mockery, that kind of scoffing, that's what leads to lewdness. Shchok וקלות ראש, מרגילין האדם לערוה. Laughter and levity accustoms man to lewdness. Let's discuss laughter, levity, and lewdness for a moment. So in Parshas Vayera, in Sefer Bereshis, the Torah informs us Vatera Sarah as Ben Hagar HaMitzvus Asher Yoda LaAvram. And Sarah saw, she perceived the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, that was born to Avram, mitzachek. He laughed. Now Rashi gives multiple interpretations, and the Ramban comes to disagree with Rashi. Both of them say the following. with Ramban quoting Rashi. Mitzachek, Loshon Avodah Zarah. It is the language of idol worshippers. Loshon Mitzicha, it is the language or bespeaks murderous intent. And Loshon Giloy Arayos, and also sexual depraved immorality. Shchok Margilin es Adam Le'erva. Shchok and Tzachek are the same, except for the spelling of the word tzaddik and sin, but both of them lead to erva according to this Rashi. But the Ramban, he demurs, and he really quotes a Gemara and a Medrash in which Reb Shimon Bar Yochai says to his friend Rebbe Akiva, I only differ than my friend Rebbe Akiva in 4 things, and amongst them is where we interpret Yishmael l'gnai versus l'shvach. I, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, I interpret Yishmael's actions l'shvach. And the Ramban seems to adopt Reb Shimon Bar Yochai's position, whereas Rashi is not so favorable to Yishmael, and it would appear that he adopts Rabbi Akiva's position that Yishmael is not such a good guy. So, what's going on here, and what is the real essence of what Rashi's interpretation of the word mitzachek? He laughed, he scoffed at him. You see, and maybe I've said this before, and I've given it many divrei Torah on this particular subject in shul, but it's a Rashi that really cuts to the quick. It's a Rashi that I think that everybody needs to put inside their pocket, because everybody, it's all too common what I'm about to say. You see, Rashi gives multiple interpretations here on what mitzachek means, meaning what did Yishmael do to Yitzchak? Now everybody says that he shot arrows at Yitzchak, so this was the murderous intent, the Lashon Mitzicha. But Rashi says davar acher. There's another interpretation, and what is that interpretation? V'yore b'chitzim, he shot arrows at Yitzchak. Now, he would scoff, he would mock, he would make jokes at the expense of Yitzchak. How many times do we know people who make jokes at the expense of others? But Moira V'Rabboisai, what Rashi says at the end is really, really comes with major gravitas. What is the retort? When you get upset, and even rightfully get upset, at a person who scoffs and mocks and makes a joke at your expense, what's their retort? And Rashi tells us, Halo misachekani, I was only joking, as if it's okay. Hey, what are you bothering me for? I was only joking, I didn't mean it. No. Rashi comes to tell us that people who joke at other people's expense, in a biting, in a negative way, put down artists, so to speak, guess what? That's the midah of Yishmael. He attacked Yitzchak with mocking and scoffing. And when he called him out on it, hey, I was only joking. How many people do we know like that today? But here's my shayla. How am I going to connect this midah of Yishmael, of shchok, of scoffing and laughter, relegated and aimed at Yitzchak? The irony of the two is not lost in one that his name is Yitzchak, but yet he was laughed at simultaneously by his elder brother. But what of lewdness? Like Rabbi Akiva says, Shchok vekalas rosh Mרגילין es האדם לערוה. So the Tosefta in Soita tells us the answer. The Tosefta in Soita tells us that what Vatera Sarah, and Sarah perceived, she looked. Oh, she was watching that boy, and that boy was no good, that Yishmael. Get him out of here. She tells her husband Avram. And what was one of the other so-called soi-disant attributes of Yishmael? He was a seducer of women. He would go out to the fields and seduce women. If you're a mesachek, and you're a kalasoish, and you have no control over your desires, guess what? It leads to lewdness. So Mishlei comes along and tells us the following, Rabbi Say, Proverbs. Noitzer piv shomer nafsho, posek svasav mechita lo. He that keeps his mouth keeps his life, but he that opens wide his lips shall have destruction. Now our Mishnah says, siyag lechokma shtika. The defense for wisdom is silence. Comes along Mishlei and tells us the following again, in yet another parak in Mishlei. Excuse me. Gam avil macharish chacham yechoshev otem svasav navon. Even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise, and he that shuts his lips and seals them is esteemed a man of understanding. Siyag lechokma shtika. The fence, the guard post of wisdom is silence. Kol yomain gadalti bein hachachamim. All the days of my life I grew up amongst the wise men. V'lo lamadati davar gadol yoser. And I never learned something greater than what? Shtika. Silence. Now, when I was looking at these two psukim in Mishlei, lo and behold, eureka, what did I find? So at the end of the pasuk, noitzer piv shomer nafsho, the next pasuk is begins with an interesting word. And on the other pasuk that I quoted from Mishlei, Gam avil macharish chacham yechoshev, its next pasuk begins with the same word. And what is that word? Taiva, lust. If you can't keep your mouth shut, if you're full of scoffing, mockery, and diatribes, and put-downs, and laughing, and jokes, it leads to what? It leads to lust. Mרגילין es האדם לערוה לתאווה. Moira v'Rabbi say, silence is golden.